with us, I don't think most military don't look at it that way. We don't calculate that I might not come home. That's like a factor that's never calculated into our decision-making process. Our biggest thing is we might let the guy down next to us. So for us, it's our training to kind of go over there and execute our mission. That's our biggest thing. And the Marine Corps pushes that mission accomplishment, then troop welfare. And I think with that mindset we go in, we're already pretty prepared for what's going to go on. For me, engaging the enemy or anything, I always kind of thought I was doing what I was trained to do, and I kind of separated emotion from it. And I've gotten better at it over the years. Every deployment I went back, I understood that emotion is only weakness over here. For me, I must think objectively. I don't. General Mattis always says a phrase: "No better friend, no worse enemy." And I think it's like the best thing because really, it kind of explains what the fighting man has to kind of do over there. But it's very hard. It's hard to go over there without emotion. It's, after one of your friends gets hit by a roadside bomb, it's hard not to be pissed. But the truth is, you got to realize, hey, this is the nature of the beast. I got to drive on. I'm not going to take it out on other Iraqis that aren't involved. I got hit by a rocket propelled grenade in April 7, 2004 in that initial push into Fallujah. For me, we got slammed going into an ambush, and we were the point vehicle. It actually blew off my assistant team leader, both his hands, Eddie Wright. It broke my arm, blew off my trigger finger, and it wounded everyone else in my vehicle. What we did, we pushed out of the kill zone and actually got stuck in a secondary kill zone where we were surrounded by about 26 guys. And we had to do medical aid to ourselves. I put a tourniquet on, and one of my young Lance Corporal Maison, actually tourniqueted up Eddie. But for us, it was actually kind of funny because it's like that Marine Corps humor that you see throughout the series. Eddie Wright's in the back seat cracking jokes, and the guy has no hands. And for me, it's like calm breeds calm. So I'm like, shit, if this guy's laughing about this, how can I be worried? I'm definitely not as bad as he is. And he actually made a bad situation kind of somewhat entertaining. And then we just went back and we just executed what we trained for. Because in high levels of stress, you always resort back to your last highest level of training. For me, this is my third combat tour, so it wasn't like I was worried. I just kind of, everything was muscle memory. I did what we had to do to survive it. We got back out of the kill zone, and probably about an hour and a half, 2 hours later, we were medevaced out of there. I always kind of promised that I was gonna make things right for Eddie. I was kind of, after seeing him in the hospital, it actually brought me to tears seeing him in ICU. It's hard. It's hard to say. I don't want to just say I want to go kill a bunch of people to get back, revenge, because then again, that's kind of, using my emotion part. But I wanted to make it feel like that we were wounded that day for something. It wasn't for nothing. I wanted to get back there and try and fix the problems Iraq had. And if that meant fight, it meant fight. If that meant fix the infrastructure or work with the local Iraqis, do whatever I can, whatever's in my power to make that place better. And I learned a lot because my fourth and fifth tours were totally different than what you see in Generation Kill. A lot of what I did is actually live with the Iraqis, the 24-man platoon, and we created kind of an atmosphere where they could be safe where they're around. We learned off them. We learned everything from how to cook their flatbread, their hobus, to how to hook up Italian porn on their TVs, to teaching them how to patrol. And working with these people closely and try and get rid of everything from the criminal element that's like running loose in Iraq to work with the terrorists and the other elements that are there, because it's very complex. And I learned so much more in my fourth and fifth tour than I could ever imagine. I mean, I kind of look back at my first multiple tours, and it's like, wow, if I knew what I knew now, we could have done such a better job back then. We did it on this place called Pork Chop Island. It was like, I think in the history of the world, I don't think anyone's been injured on that island. But for me, it was like getting back on the horse. And I was actually paranoid. It actually kind of it must be what Captain America felt in OF1. I was very paranoid because I was calculating in every combat I've seen in the past, like possible ambushes that can go down and everything. And my mind was just racing. And I was like, man, why did I come back here? And I think after I got over that, it was just like one day of extreme paranoia for some reason. But after that, I went back to just pushing emotion to the side and doing my job, and I had no problem.